The ice planet Kepler 442b had been dead for millions of years. Nothing lived there except the cold wind that howled across frozen valleys. The planet spun slowly around its dying star, forgotten by the galaxy. But today, something would change everything. Dr. Elena Martinez stepped out of the research shuttle onto the icy ground. Her breath came out in white clouds as she looked around at the endless white landscape. Behind her, 5 other scientists followed, their boots crunching on the frozen surface. The UGS Horizon, their research ship, hung in the gray sky above them like a metal whale. "The readings are coming from 2 miles north," said Dr. Kevin Brooks, checking his scanner. He was a tall man with gray hair who had spent most of his life studying dead worlds. "Something big is down there, buried under the ice." Elena nodded and started walking. She had been studying ancient civilizations for 20 years, but she had never found anything like this. The energy readings were unlike anything in their databases. Whatever was down there had been running on its own power for a very long time. The team walked across the ice for an hour. The wind cut through their heated suits, making them shiver. Above them, the pale sun gave almost no warmth. This was not a place where anything should survive. "Here," said Dr. Brooks, stopping at what looked like empty ice. "It's right below us." Elena knelt down and brushed snow away from the surface. Underneath, the ice was different. It was perfectly smooth and clear like glass. She could see something dark far below. "Start melting," she ordered. The team set up their thermal units and began cutting through the ice. It took 6 hours to reach the object. As they dug deeper, Elena felt her heart beating faster. The energy readings were getting stronger. Whatever was down there was still active. When they finally broke through, Elena gasped. Below them was a chamber made of some kind of black metal. It was perfectly preserved with no ice or damage anywhere. Lights blinked slowly along its edges, showing that it was still working after who knew how long. "How old is this thing?" asked Dr. Susan Mills, the team's dating expert. Elena ran her scanner over the chamber. The results made her hands shake. "At least 400 years, maybe more." The team worked carefully to clear the chamber. It was about the size of a small room, with smooth walls that reflected their lights. In the center was a bed-like structure covered by a clear dome. And inside the dome was something that made everyone stop breathing. It was a human. The figure lay perfectly still, wearing simple clothes that looked ancient. He appeared to be a man in his 30s with dark hair and a peaceful expression. His chest rose and fell slowly, showing that he was somehow still alive. "That's impossible," whispered Dr. Brooks. "Humans have been extinct for over 300 years." Elena pressed her face against the dome. The man looked perfectly normal, except for one thing. His skin had a slight silver tint, and there were thin lines running along his arms that looked like circuits. "We need to get this back to the ship," she said. Now, it took the whole team working together to lift the chamber. It was heavier than it looked, and the power source was built into the bottom. As they carried it to their shuttle, Elena noticed that the lights on the chamber were blinking faster. Back on the UGS Horizon, Captain Lisa Morgan stood in the cargo bay watching the scientists work. She was a serious woman who had commanded the research ship for 5 years. She had seen strange things before, but this was different. "What do we know about him?" she asked Elena. "Not much," Elena replied, studying the readings on her tablet. "The chamber is using technology we don't understand. The power source should have run out centuries ago, but it's still running perfectly, and the preservation process is flawless." The chamber sat in the middle of the cargo bay, surrounded by monitoring equipment. The man inside had not moved, but the lights were now blinking much faster. Elena was starting to think they were some kind of countdown. "Captain," said Lieutenant Danny Carter from the bridge, "I'm getting strange readings from all over the ship. It's like something is scanning our systems." Captain Morgan frowned. "Scanning from where?" "I think it's coming from the chamber." Elena felt a chill that had nothing to do with the ice planet. She looked at the man in the chamber again. His eyes were still closed, but something had changed. The silver lines on his skin were glowing softly. "Captain, I think we should move to a safe distance," she said, but before anyone could respond, the lights on the chamber stopped blinking. For a moment, everything was silent. Then, with a soft hiss, the dome began to open. The man's eyes opened slowly. They were blue, but with silver flecks that seemed to move. He sat up carefully, looking around at the faces staring at him. When he spoke, his voice was calm and clear. "Hello," he said. "My name is Alex Stone. I've been waiting for you to find me." Everyone in the cargo bay took a step back. The man looked completely normal, except for those strange eyes and the silver lines on his skin. He climbed out of the chamber with smooth, easy movements. "Waiting for us?" asked Captain Morgan, her hand moving to her weapon. Alex smiled. "Not you specifically, but I knew someone would find me eventually. That was the plan." "What plan?" Elena asked, trying to keep her voice steady. "The plan to survive," Alex replied. "To wait until the galaxy was ready for us to return." "Return from where?" Captain Morgan demanded. "Humans are extinct. They died out 300 years ago." Alex looked at her with those strange eyes. Did they? Or did they just want everyone to think they were extinct? He walked to one of the monitoring stations and looked at the display. Without touching anything, the screen changed to show star charts that Elena had never seen before. The information was in languages she didn't recognize, but somehow Alex seemed to understand it perfectly. "Interesting," he said. "You've made good progress while we were sleeping. But there's still so much you don't understand. Who are you?" Elena asked. Alex turned to her. "I told you. I'm Alex Stone. I was a military engineer from Earth. From the year 2024, I volunteered for a special project called the Sleepers. We were modified and placed in chambers like this one all across the galaxy." "Modified how?" Dr. Brooks asked. Alex held up his hand. The silver lines on his skin glowed brighter, and the lights in the cargo bay dimmed. "Enhanced, improved, made. Ready for what was coming." Captain Morgan stepped forward. "I'm placing you under protective custody until we can figure out what's going on," Alex laughed, but it wasn't a mean laugh. "Captain, I appreciate the concern, but I'm not a prisoner. I'm here to help. The galaxy is about to change, and you're going to need all the help you can get." "Change how?" Elena asked. Alex looked at her seriously. "The age of humanity is about to begin again. We've been hidden for centuries, waiting for the right moment. That moment is now." He walked back to his chamber and pressed something on the side. A soft beep echoed through the ship, and Elena's tablet showed new energy readings from across the galaxy. Dozens of signals, all similar to the one they had found. "What did you just do?" Captain Morgan asked. "I sent the wake-up call," Alex replied. "My brothers and sisters have been sleeping long enough. It's time for them to join me." Outside the ship, space itself seemed to shimmer as ancient signals raced toward distant stars. The galaxy was about to discover that humanity was far from extinct, and nothing would ever be the same again. Alex Stone sat in the medical bay of the UGS Horizon while Dr. Elena Martinez ran tests on him. The machines around him beeped and hummed, but they kept giving strange readings. His body temperature was perfect, his heart rate was steady, but there was something else. Something the machines couldn't identify. "This is impossible," Elena muttered, looking at her tablet. "Your blood shows signs of genetic changes that shouldn't exist. The modifications are beyond anything we've ever seen." Alex smiled calmly. "My people were very good at their work. They had to be." Captain Lisa Morgan stood in the corner watching everything. She had called for backup from the Federation Navy, but it would take days for them to arrive. Until then, she had to figure out what to do with Alex Stone. "Tell me about these modifications," Elena said, taking a blood sample. "Enhanced reflexes," Alex replied. "Improved healing. Better brain function. Stronger bones and muscles. We were built to survive things that would kill normal humans." "Built by who?" Captain Morgan asked. Alex looked at her with those strange silver-flecked eyes. "By humans who knew what was coming. People who understood that our species needed to evolve or die." Elena's scanner beeped again. The readings were getting more unusual. Alex's cells seemed to be repairing themselves faster than they should. His brain activity was off the charts, but in a good way. He was thinking at speeds that seemed impossible. The year 2024, Elena said slowly. That's when you say you're from. But the technology to do this didn't exist then, didn't it? Alex asked. Or maybe it did, and nobody knew about it. Lieutenant Danny Carter's voice came over the comm system. Captain, we're getting more signals from across the galaxy. Dozens of them. All similar to the one that came from his chamber. Captain Morgan pressed her comm button. How many? 47 so far, and the number keeps growing? Alex nodded. My family is waking up. We've been sleeping for a long time. Elena felt a chill run down her spine. How long have you been planning this? Since before I was born, Alex said. The Sleeper Project started in the early 2000s. Secret labs, hidden funding, volunteers who were willing to be changed. We knew that. Humanity's time on Earth was ending, but we also knew it didn't have to be the end of our species. So you scattered across the galaxy? Captain Morgan asked. We hid, Alex corrected. We let everyone think we were extinct while we waited for the right moment to return. Dr. Kevin Brooks entered the medical bay carrying a datapad. His face was pale. Elena, you need to see this. I've been studying the chamber's power source. Elena looked at the data and her mouth fell open. This can't be right. What is it? Captain Morgan asked. The power source, Elena said slowly. It's not just advanced technology. It's using principles of physics that we haven't discovered yet, or thought we hadn't. Alex stood up from the medical table. May I? He took the datapad and looked at it. Without touching anything, the screen changed to show complex equations and diagrams. Actually, you discovered these principles about 60 years ago. You just didn't understand what you had found. Captain Morgan stepped forward. How do you know that? Because we've been watching, Alex said simply. We've been monitoring the galaxy's progress since we went into hiding. We know about every discovery, every breakthrough, every mistake. Elena felt her hands shaking. You've been spying on us? Protecting you, Alex corrected. Making sure you developed the way you needed to. Making sure you were ready for our return. Lieutenant Carter's voice came over the comm again. Captain, we have a problem. The signals aren't just coming from the chambers. They're coming from Federation ships, space stations, and colonies. It's like there are humans everywhere. Alex smiled. Not everywhere, just in the important places. Captain. Morgan drew her weapon. What did you do? Nothing harmful, Alex said, not seeming worried about the gun. Some of us never went to sleep. Some of us have been living among you for centuries, guiding your development. Making sure you didn't destroy yourselves before we could return. Elena's mind was racing. The advances in technology over the past century, the sudden breakthroughs in medicine and engineering, that was you. Us, Alex nodded. We couldn't let the galaxy stagnate while we slept. So we made sure it kept moving. Forward, Dr. Brooks was staring at his scanner. Captain, I'm reading massive power spikes all across the ship. It's like our systems are being upgraded. Alex walked to the medical bay's main computer. He placed his hand on the screen, and the silver lines on his skin began to glow. The computer screens around the room lit up with information that Elena had never seen before. What are you doing? Captain Morgan demanded. Helping, Alex said. Your medical systems are good, but they could be better. Your engines are efficient, but they could be more efficient. Your weapons are accurate, but they could be perfect. Elena watched in amazement as the medical equipment around her began to change. The displays became clearer, the readings more precise. The scanner in her hand felt different, more responsive. You're changing our ship, she said. Improving it, Alex corrected. The technology you use is based on human innovations from centuries ago. But it's been corrupted, changed, made less efficient. I'm just fixing it. Captain Morgan's comm buzzed. Captain, this is Chief Engineer Bob Martinez. You need to get down to the engine room right now. Something incredible is happening. On my way, the captain replied. She looked at Alex. You're coming with me. They walked through the ship's corridors toward the engine room. As they passed, Elena noticed that the lights were brighter. The air felt cleaner, and the humming of the ship's system sounded smoother. In the engine room, Chief Martinez was staring at his displays with wide eyes. "Captain, our power output has increased by 30%. Our fuel efficiency is up 40%, and I didn't touch anything." Alex looked at the engine systems. "Your fusion reactors are running at about 60% efficiency. That's not bad for equipment that's been modified so many times. But the original human design was much better." "Original human design?" Chief Martinez asked. "Most of the technology in the galaxy comes from human innovations," Alex explained. "After we disappeared, other species found our abandoned colonies and research stations. They reverse-engineered our technology, but they didn't understand the principles behind it. So they made it work, but not as well as it should." Elena felt everything clicking into place. "That's why you waited. You wanted to see how far we could develop your technology before you returned." "Exactly," Alex said. "We needed to know if the galaxy was ready for the real versions of our inventions." Lieutenant Carter's voice came over the comm system again. "Captain, we're getting a transmission from Federation Command. They want to know why our ship is suddenly showing up as a completely different class of vessel on their sensors." Alex chuckled. "They're not wrong. This ship is now more advanced than anything in the Federation fleet." Captain Morgan looked around at her improved ship. "What do you want from us?" "Your help," Alex said simply. "The galaxy is about to change. Other species are going to resist when they realize what's happening. But change is coming whether they accept it or not. Humanity is returning, and we're going to make things better." "Better how?" Elena asked. Alex's eyes glowed brighter. "You'll see, my brothers and sisters are waking up across the galaxy. Soon, you'll see exactly what we can do." Outside the ship, space itself seemed to shimmer as more signals raced between the stars. The galaxy was about to learn that humanity had never really died. They had just been waiting for the right moment to reclaim their place among the stars. The first sign that something big was happening came from the outer colonies. Admiral Ben Carter sat in his office on Federation Command Station reading reports that made no sense. Ships were disappearing from sensor readings, then reappearing as completely different vessels. Space stations were reporting massive power increases. And everywhere, people were talking about humans. "Sir," said Commander Kate Wilson, entering his office with a worried expression, "we just lost contact with the research station at Centauri Base. Before the signal cut out, they reported that humans had taken control of their facility." Admiral Carter looked up from his reports. "Humans? That's impossible. They've been extinct for 3 centuries. "That's what we thought," Commander Wilson replied. "But we're getting similar reports from across the galaxy. 17 Federation facilities have reported human contact in the past 6 hours. Meanwhile, aboard the UGS Horizon, Dr. Elena Martinez watched Alex Stone work at the ship's main computer. His hands moved over the controls with impossible speed, and information flowed across the screens faster than anyone could read. But somehow, Alex understood all of it. "The awakening is going well," he said without looking up. "My brothers and sisters are taking their positions." Captain Lisa Morgan stood beside Elena, watching the displays. "Positions for what?" "For the return," Alex replied. "We'd been hidden for centuries, but now it's time to come home." The main screen showed a map of the galaxy with dozens of bright dots scattered across it. As they watched, more dots appeared, spreading out like a growing web of light. "Each dot is one of us," Alex explained. "We've been placed in key locations across the galaxy. Research stations, military bases, trade hubs, colony worlds, everywhere that matters." Elena felt her stomach drop. "How many of you are there?" "Enough," Alex said simply. "We planned this very carefully. We knew we couldn't just appear and expect to be welcomed back. We had to be strategic." Lieutenant Danny Carter's voice came over the comm system. "Captain, we're receiving a priority message from Federation Command. They're ordering all ships to report any contact with human survivors," Alex smiled. "Too late for that. By now, humans have made contact with over 100 Federation facilities. The secret is out. Dr. Kevin Brooks rushed into the bridge carrying his scanner. Elena, you need to see this. The readings from Alex's chamber weren't just about him. They were about all of them. Elena looked at the scanner data. The energy patterns were spreading across the galaxy like ripples in a pond. Each new signal was stronger than the last. They're not just waking up, she said slowly. They're connecting to each other, Alex nodded. We share a communication network. After centuries of separation, we're finally able to talk to each other again. What are you talking about? Captain Morgan asked. Alex closed his eyes for a moment. The silver lines on his skin pulsed with light. My sister Sarah just took control of the mining station at Vega Prime. My brother Mike is upgrading the defense systems at New Terra. My sister, Amy, is improving the medical facilities at Kepler Station. Elena stared at him. You're talking to... Then right now? Through our neural link, Alex replied. It's one of the modifications we received. We can share thoughts, knowledge, and plans instantly across any distance. Captain Morgan stepped forward. You're coordinating a takeover of Federation space. We're coming home, Alex corrected. The galaxy belongs to humanity. It always has. We're just reclaiming what was ours? Chief Engineer Bob Martinez's voice came over the comm. Captain, our weapon systems just upgraded themselves. We now have firepower that's off the charts. Alex looked at the captain. Don't worry. We're not here to hurt anyone. We're here to help. The galaxy has been struggling with technology it doesn't understand for centuries. We're going to fix that. Elena's tablet chimed with an incoming message. It was from Federation Command, marked as urgent. She read it quickly and felt her face go pale. Captain, she said quietly. Federation Command is reporting that human forces have appeared at over 50 major installations. They're not attacking, but they're taking control of key systems. Taking control how? Captain Morgan asked. Alex walked to the weapons console and placed his hand on it. The screen lit up with displays that Elena had never seen before. Like this. We understand the technology because we created it. We're just making it work the way it was supposed to. On the main screen, a new message appeared. It was from Sarah Chun, who identified herself as a human from the colony world of New Haven. To all Federation personnel, the message began. We are humanity, and we have returned. We mean no harm to any species or government. We are here to help the galaxy reach its full potential. Elena watched as similar messages appeared from across the galaxy. Each one was from a different human, but they all said the same thing. They were here to help, not to conquer. But you're still taking control, Captain Morgan pointed out. Because we have to, Alex replied. The galaxy is using our technology. Wrong. Ships are exploding that shouldn't. Planets are dying that could be saved. People are suffering because nobody understands how to use the tools we left behind. Dr. Brooks was studying his readings again. Alex, these energy signatures, they're not just from your chambers. They're coming from everywhere. Space stations, ships, even some planets, Alex nodded. Some of us never went to sleep. We've been living among you for centuries, hidden in plain sight. Scientists, engineers, doctors, teachers. We've been guiding your development, making sure you didn't destroy yourselves. Elena felt everything she knew about history crumbling. The great advances in medicine 50 years ago, the breakthrough in faster-than-light travel, the development of energy shields. That was all you. Us, Alex confirmed. We couldn't let the galaxy stagnate while we slept. So we made sure it kept moving forward. But we also made sure it didn't move too fast. We needed you to be ready for our return. Commander Wilson's voice came over the comm from Federation Command. All ships, this is Federation Command. We are receiving reports of human activity throughout our territory. Do not engage unless fired upon. Repeat, do not engage unless fired upon, Alex smiled. Smart. Fighting us would not end well for them. Is that a threat? Captain Morgan asked. It's a fact, Alex replied. We've had centuries to prepare. We know every Federation ship, every weapon, every defense system. We helped design most of them. Fighting us would be like a child fighting their parent. Elena's tablet chimed again. This time the message was from Admiral Carter himself. Dr. Martinez, we need you and your team to return to Federation Command immediately. Bring the human with you. Alex read the message over her shoulder. I don't think so. I'm needed here. You can't just ignore Federation Command, Captain Morgan said. I can do whatever I want, Alex replied calmly. What are they going to do? Arrest me? Court-martial me? I don't answer to the Federation. I answer to humanity. The ship's main screen lit up with dozens of new signals. More humans were awakening across the galaxy, and each one was taking control of the systems around them. This is just the beginning, Alex said, watching the display. Soon, every human in the galaxy will be awake and in position. Then we can start the real work. What real work? Elena asked. Alex looked at her with those strange silver eyes. Making the galaxy what it was. Always meant to be. A place where technology works properly. Where people don't die from diseases we cured centuries ago. Where ships don't explode because someone made a mistake with the engine design. Elena realized that everything was changing and there was nothing anyone could do to stop it. Humanity was back and they were going to reshape the galaxy whether anyone wanted them to or not. Admiral Ben Carter stood in the main command center of Federation headquarters, watching the galaxy fall apart around him. The large display screens showed red alerts from every sector. Human forces had appeared at over 200 locations. In just 12 hours. Sir, said Commander Kate Wilson, approaching with a datapad. We've lost contact with the entire Outer Rim defense network. The last transmission said humans had taken control of all systems. Admiral Carter clenched his fists. How many ships do we have that are still under our control? Less than half the fleet, Commander Wilson replied. The rest have been upgraded by human forces. They're not attacking us, but they're not following our orders either. Vice Admiral Rachel Turner entered the command center, her face grim. Ben, we need to talk. The Council is demanding action. Admiral Carter followed her to a private room. What kind of action? We can't fight them. Every time we try, our own systems work against us. The Council doesn't care, Vice Admiral Turner said. They want you to assemble a strike force and take back at least one major installation. They need to show the galaxy that the Federation is still in control. That's suicide, Admiral Carter replied. These humans know our technology better than we do. They built most of it. Then we use ships they didn't build, Vice Admiral Turner said. The Zephyrians have offered to help. Their technology is completely independent of human designs. Meanwhile, aboard the UGS Horizon, Alex Stone stood on the bridge watching the Federation's response. His eyes glowed with silver light as he communicated with his fellow humans across the galaxy. They're planning something, he told Captain Lisa Morgan. Admiral Carter is assembling a strike force with alien technology? Dr. Elena Martinez looked up from her workstation. Can they actually hurt you? Alex smiled sadly. They can try? But they don't understand what they're dealing with. We've been preparing for this for centuries. Captain Morgan stepped forward. Alex, people are going to die if there's a war. Can't you just talk to them? We tried, Alex replied. We sent peaceful messages to every Federation facility. We offered to work together. But they see us as a threat to their power. Lieutenant Danny Carter's voice came over the comm. Captain, we're receiving a transmission from the Federation strike force. They're ordering us to surrender Alex Stone. Immediately, Alex laughed. They still think this is about one person. They don't understand that we're all connected. Dr. Kevin Brooks entered the bridge carrying his scanner. Alex, I'm reading massive energy buildups all across the galaxy. What's happening? My family is getting ready, Alex replied. If the Federation wants a fight, we'll give them one. But it won't be the kind of fight they expect. The main screen lit up with an image of Admiral Carter. His face was stern and angry. This is Admiral Carter of the Federation Navy. You are harboring a dangerous fugitive. Surrender him immediately or face the consequences. Alex stepped forward. Admiral, I'm not a fugitive. I'm a human being returning home. And I'm not dangerous to anyone who doesn't threaten me. You've taken control of Federation facilities? Admiral Carter replied. That's an act of war. That's an act of repair, Alex corrected. Your facilities were running at 50% efficiency. We fixed them. Your people are safer now than they've ever been. We didn't ask for your help, Admiral Carter said. You didn't need to ask, Alex replied. We're humans. Helping is what we do. The transmission cut off, and Captain Morgan looked at Alex with worry. They're not going to listen, are they? No, Alex said simply. They're too afraid of losing their power. But that's okay. We expected this. 3 hours later, the Federation strike force appeared on the edge of the system. 20 ships using Zephyrian technology, their hulls gleaming with unfamiliar energy shields. They had come to take back what they thought was theirs. This is Admiral Carter, came the transmission. Surrender the human immediately or we will open fire. Alex stood calmly on the bridge of the UGS Horizon. The ship had been transformed by his presence, its systems running smoother than ever before. But even upgraded, it was just one ship against 20. Captain, Alex said to Lisa Morgan. You might want to take your crew to the escape pods. We're staying? Captain Morgan replied firmly. This is our ship too. Elena Martinez looked at her scanner readings. Alex, their weapons are completely different from ours. I don't think our shields can handle them. You're right, Alex said. These shields can't, but I'm not just using these shields. He placed his hand on the main console. The silver lines on his skin began to glow brighter than ever before. Around the ship, space itself seemed to shimmer. What are you doing? Elena asked. Calling for backup, Alex replied. Suddenly, the space around the UGS horizon filled with light. Ships appeared from nowhere, materializing out of empty space. They were sleek and beautiful, with hulls that looked like they were made of liquid metal. Where did they come from? Captain Morgan asked. They've been here all along, Alex said, hidden, waiting. We didn't just scatter people across the galaxy, we scattered ships too. The Federation strike force suddenly found themselves facing 50 human vessels. Each ship was clearly more advanced than anything they had ever seen. The energy readings were off the charts. This is impossible, Admiral Carter's voice came over the comm. These ships don't exist in any database. They exist, Alex replied. We built them centuries ago, before we went into hiding. We've been waiting for the right moment to reveal them. One of the human ships moved forward. It was twice the size of the Federation flagship, but it moved with the grace of a fighter craft. Its hull gleamed with the same silver light that flowed in Alex's veins. Admiral Carter, came a new voice. This is Commander Sarah Chun of the Human Vessel Rebirth. You are outmatched. Withdraw now, and no one will be harmed. We will not be intimidated, Admiral Carter replied. All ships, open fire. The Federation ships unleashed everything they had. Energy beams and missiles streaked across space toward the human vessels, but the weapons never reached their targets. Instead, they simply disappeared, absorbed by shields that seemed to bend reality itself. Our turn, Alex said quietly. The human ships responded, but not with weapons. Instead, they projected beams of light that passed harmlessly through the Federation ships' hulls. But something was happening to the ships themselves. Their systems were being rewritten, upgraded, improved. What are you doing to us? Admiral Carter demanded. Helping, Sarah Chun replied. Your ships were about to explode from the strain of using Zephyrian technology. We fixed them. Elena watched in amazement as the Federation ships' energy readings stabilized. Their engines ran smoother, their shields stronger. Even their life support systems worked better. This is what we do, Alex explained. We don't destroy. We improve. We make things better. Admiral Carter's voice came over the comm again, but this time it was different. Less angry, more confused. Why? Why help us when we were trying to hurt you? Because you're people, Alex replied simply. And people deserve to live in a galaxy where things work properly. Commander Wilson's voice came from the Federation flagship. Admiral, our systems are running at 120% efficiency. Everything is working perfectly. We could have destroyed your ships, Sarah Chun said. We could have hurt you, but that's not who we are. We're humans. We build things, we fix things, we make the galaxy better. Admiral Carter was quiet for a long moment. What do you want from us? Partnership, Alex replied. We want to work with you, not against you. The galaxy is big enough for all of us. Elena looked at Alex with new understanding. This was never about conquest. It was about coming home. Yes, Alex said. We've been away for too long. It's time to be a family again. The Federation ships began to power down their weapons. One by one, they acknowledged the human vessels. The war that could have destroyed. Everything was over before it really began. Space around them filled with more ships as humans across the galaxy revealed their hidden fleets. The age of hiding was over. Humanity had returned to the stars, and they were here to stay. 6 months had passed since the humans revealed themselves to the galaxy. The change was so complete that Dr. Elena Martinez sometimes forgot how things used to be. She stood in the observation deck of what was once Federation Command Station, watching ships move through space with a grace and efficiency that would have been impossible before Alex Stone approached her, his silver-lined skin glowing softly in the starlight. How are you adjusting to the new galaxy? He asked. Elena smiled. It's amazing. Disease rates have dropped by 90%. Ship accidents are almost zero. Even the food tastes better. That's because we fixed the agricultural systems, Alex replied. The genetic modifications being used were reducing nutrition by 30%. Simple problem with a simple solution. Captain Lisa Morgan joined them at the observation window. She now commanded a ship that was part human technology and part Federation design. It was faster, safer, and more comfortable than anything she had ever flown before. The medical bay reports are in, she said, handing Elena a data pad. Dr. Brooks says the new healing systems have eliminated almost every known disease in our sector. Alex nodded. We shared our medical knowledge with every species in the galaxy. There was no reason for people to suffer from things we cured centuries ago. Elena read through the reports. Diseases that had killed millions were now treatable with simple procedures. Genetic disorders that had plagued entire species were being fixed at the cellular level. Even aging had been slowed down significantly. The Zephyrians want to meet with you, Captain Morgan told Alex. They're impressed with the improvements to their technology. The Zephyrians were always smart, Alex replied. They just needed better tools to work with. Now that they understand the principles behind their own technology, they're advancing faster than ever. Lieutenant Danny Carter's voice came over the comm system. Alex, we're receiving a priority message from the Galactic Council. They want to make the human leadership official, Alex sighed. Politics. I was hoping to avoid that for a while longer. Elena looked at him curiously. You don't want to be leaders? We never wanted to rule anyone, Alex explained. We just wanted to fix things. But if accepting leadership positions helps us help more people, then we'll do it. Admiral Ben Carter approached their group. He had changed a lot in 6 months. His ships ran better, his crew was healthier, and his stress levels were almost zero. The humans had fixed problems he didn't even know he had. Alex, Admiral Carter said, I owe you an apology. When you first appeared, I thought you were here to conquer us. A reasonable assumption, Alex replied. Most species would have done exactly that. But you didn't, Admiral Carter continued. You helped us. You made everything better. I don't understand why, Alex looked out at the stars. Because that's what humans do. We see problems and we fix them. We see suffering and we stop it. We see inefficiency and we improve it. It's not about power or control. It's about making the galaxy a better place to live. Dr. Kevin Brooks entered the observation deck carrying his scanner. Alex, I've been studying the latest reports from across the galaxy. Every system the humans have touched is running at peak efficiency. Crime rates are down, productivity is up, and people are happier. People are healthier too, Elena added. The new air filtration systems alone have improved quality of life by measurable amounts, Alex smiled. We didn't change much. We just made things work the way they were supposed to work. Chief Engineer Bob Martinez's voice came over the comm. Alex, the new engine designs are ready for testing. We think we can increase travel speed by another 40%. Good, Alex replied. The galaxy is a big place. People should be able to visit each other more easily. Elena looked at Alex with wonder. How do you keep track of everything? There are humans working on improvements across the entire galaxy. Alex tapped his temple, where the silver lines glowed softly. We're all connected. Every human in the galaxy shares information instantly. When one of us solves a problem, we all know the solution. That's incredible, Captain Morgan said. It's like having millions of experts working on every problem. Exactly, Alex replied. That's why we can improve things so quickly. We don't waste time rediscovering what someone else already knows. Commander Kate Wilson entered the observation deck with exciting news. Alex, the terraform project on Mars 7 is complete. The planet now has a breathable atmosphere and sustainable ecosystems. How long did that take? Elena asked. 3 weeks, Commander Wilson replied. The humans had the technology ready, they just needed permission to use it, Alex nodded. We've been developing terraforming technology for centuries, but we had to wait until the galaxy was ready to accept that level of change. Elena thought about the old galaxy where terraforming took decades and often failed completely. You could have shared this technology years ago. We tried, Alex said, but every time we introduced new technology too quickly, it caused more problems than it solved. People had to be ready to understand and accept it. Lieutenant Carter's voice came over the comm again. Alex, we're getting reports from the outer colonies. The Krillian Empire wants to join the Human Improvement Program. Alex looked surprised. The Krillians, they've been isolationists for centuries. Not anymore, Lieutenant Carter replied. They've seen what you've done for other species. They want the same improvements. Captain Morgan smiled. That's the 5th major empire to ask for human help this month. We'll help them, Alex said. But they have to understand that improvement means change. Some species resist that. Elena pulled up reports on her tablet. Actually, resistance has been minimal. Most people can see the benefits too clearly to argue with them. She was right. Across the galaxy, species that had been suspicious of human motives were now asking for help. The results spoke for themselves. Planets that had been dying were now thriving. Ships that had been dangerous were now safe. People who had been sick were now healthy. Admiral Carter looked at Alex seriously. What's next? You've fixed most of the obvious problems. What do you do now? Alex smiled. There are always more problems to solve. The galaxy is vast, and we've barely started. There are species we haven't met yet, planets we haven't explored, technologies we haven't developed. But the major work is done, Elena said. The galaxy is stable now. Stable is good, Alex replied, but stable isn't perfect. We want to make things perfect. Dr. Brooks looked at his scanner readings. The latest efficiency reports show that most systems are running at over 90% capacity. That's unprecedented. 90% is good, Alex said, but why not 100%? Why not 110%? Elena laughed. You're never satisfied, are you? Would you be? Alex asked. If you could see every problem, fix every inefficiency, cure every disease, would you stop at good enough? Captain Morgan understood. You can't help yourselves. Improving things is just what you do. It's what we are, Alex corrected. Humans are builders, fixers, improvers. We see potential everywhere and we can't rest until we help it become real. A new message appeared on the main display. It was from the Galactic Council, officially recognizing human leadership in technological development and system improvement. Alex would be appointed as Director of Galactic Enhancement. Congratulations, Elena said. You're officially in charge of making the galaxy better. Alex looked out at the stars again. Thousands of human ships moved between the planets, carrying new technologies and improvements to every corner of the galaxy. Each ship represented problems being solved and lives being improved. We're all in charge, he said. Every human in the galaxy is working to make things better. I'm just the one who gets to sign the paperwork. Elena realized that this was just the beginning. The humans had returned to the galaxy and they were going to keep improving it forever. Nothing would ever be the same again, and that was exactly how it should be. The age of human leadership had truly begun, and the galaxy was better for it.